Hi everyone. We're talking this week about the fact that Jesus is in the business of restoring and renewing lives based on Psalm 23 and verse 3a, which says, "The Lord's my shepherd, he restores my soul." I'm going to read you one of my favourite stories in the life of Jesus, which dramatically shows the power of Jesus to restore, to mend and resurrect a broken man's damaged life. It's a story of a demon-possessed man from Mark chapter 5, and this is what it says. Jesus and his disciples went across the lake to another region. And when Jesus got out of the boat, a man with an evil spirit came from the tombs to meet him. This man lived in the tombs, and no one could bind him any more, not even with a chain, for he had often been chained hand and foot. But he tore the chains apart and broke the irons on his feet. No one was strong enough to subdue him. Night and day among the tombs and in the hills, he would cry out and cut himself with stones. Life for this man was so horrific that there seemed to be no hope for him. And life can get desperate for us sometimes, but this man's case was absolutely extreme. He was demon-possessed and the demons controlled him. He was a madman and he was treated like a wild animal. Many tried to chain him and bind him in an attempt to control him. That was the medical treatment of the day, but to no avail. He was out of control. He was so strong that no one could restrain him. What a horrendous state to be in. He lived in the tombs. What a morbid, scary, eerie, lonely, lifeless place to live. Tombs in those days were out of the cities in remote, desolate places. He was an outcast of society and he was made to live among the dead. And his inner turmoil was indescribable. It says that night and day, among the tombs and in the hills, he would cry out and cut himself with stones. Self-harm is nothing new. And he got no relief. He was so tormented. And he was isolated to a degree that we will never experience. No friends, no one to talk to, cut off from his family and his friends, no hope, no light at the end of the tunnel. How could it ever change? But change it did, because Jesus came into his life, and tomorrow we're going to read exactly what happened to him. But suffice to say, his life was turned upside down. His life was restored and renewed. And I want to say this same Jesus is at work in the world today, restoring and renewing people's lives. So tune in tomorrow to see what happened to him. Bye for now.